please remember the formula. Keep on using. I'm going to use it continuously. So AWS. So take the vessel again, having the diode. So liquid fill. This is F. This is length, and this is the boat. Consider we have a vessel with the boat. If we don't have a boat, not a big deal. We can remove that. We have the boat. How to carry that also will be included. This is dia of the boat. You can write HD small d. This is height of the boat. H. Boat. This is D boat. Okay. And okay, now we have to find out what is the H. What is the total H along with the boat? Okay. So it is having the boat. That's why H with boat is equal to H. This H refers only the vessel height from the elevation without boat. And the next one is we have to subtract these dimensions, which is H boot plus dia of the boot divided by 2. So if you go by this formula, you will get H with boot. So what happens if it is an elliptical head? This is for horizontal head. What happens if it is an elliptical head? So it will be like the same formula, but H minus H boot plus D boot by 4. So is the formula we have to use. After finding the head, we have to find out the initial liquid level. What is the liquid level that we have? So we are going to use the formulas continuously. So remember everything. First we found the H, and then we have to find out K, which is effective liquid level that is available. So K1 equal to H plus F, right? So what happens? We found the head, and we know the liquid level that will be given by the requirement. As per requirement, what is the liquid level that will be maintained? So if the K1 value, everything will be in meter. You can take the SI units. So if K1 is less than 7.62 meter, or you can say 25 feet, so then K1 will be equal to whatever the value that is coming, that will be is equal to K1 effective. This is the effective liquid level that will be available in the liquid vessel. The next one is what happens if K1 is greater than 7.62 meter or 25 feet. If it exceeds this value, then K1 effective will be is equal to 7.62 only. It will never be taken more than this value. So mostly you will get less. If in the case if you get more value more than 7.62, we have to take 7.62 only, not more than. Now we have to calculate the initial liquid level. What is the initial liquid level? So initial liquid level is taken as referred as E1, which is equal to K1 effective minus H. If it is with the boat, it is with the boat. If it is not with the boat, you can simply write H, right? Okay, now we have calculated the K1 effective, and we already calculated the H with boot, so you can find E1. So we got 3 parameters. So here also we have one more rule. if the found out whatever the E1 initial liquid level we found out, if it is less than or equal to 0, then E1 effective which is equal to whatever the value that will be 0, right? What happens if it is greater than that? If E1 is greater than that 0, then E1 effective will be whatever value that is coming, that will be taken as E1. Okay, we have to consider these two conditions also. Similarly, for like we have in K1, this is little varying. There we have a constant of 25 feet or 7.6 meter. Here we have the 0 level. So if it is less than that 0, you can take 0. If it is more than that, whatever the value that is coming, that will be taken as E1 effective. That is initial liquid level, right? Initial liquid level. Okay. Now we have to find out one more thing, beta, which is liquid level angle. What is the liquid level angle? That is that for that also we have one formula, which is beta is equal to cos inverse 1 minus 2 E1 effective divided by the dia of the tank, right? So by using this formula, we can find out the angle, liquid level angle. So now you have got H, K, E and B, and you know the length of the tank also. So you know all the parameters now. Now we are going directly to the formula. This is nothing but vector surface, which is equal to, why we are finding this one, to find the total heat load, which is 21,000 F1 factor into AWS or 0.82. So now we are finding this one, right? AWS is equal to ID into E1 effective plus L minus D into beta divided by 180 plus we have this boot section, so that also to be included. So we are including this D boot square into H boot by 2 plus 1, right? And multiplies with even for any case of fire, there will be more pipings will be there, inlet and outlet. So that also, that piping also will may cause that our piping also will get damaged because of the fire. So that consideration also we have to take into the calculation. So what will be the percentage of piping that will be given by the client? Okay, so that may be 20%, 30%, 40%, could be anything. So that we have to include. So this will be multiplied with the 1 plus percentage of piping divided by 100. So that also will be taken into account, right? This will multiply with the boot section. So now we have K1, E1, beta and length, and we found out the angle also. This will be given in the requirement given by the client. So you implement all these calculations, you will get the vector surface area, right? The next thing we have to see is what is the total vapor load that will be flowing through the pressure safety valve. Okay, that also we should calculate. That is nothing but W is equal to Q by lambda. So the latent heat of vaporization will be given by the client based on the type of liquid we are handling. If you know the liquid handling on the temperature of it, so we can take the latent heat of vaporization data from the data from Paris book. The next one is Q. We can calculate Q from this formula, which is total heat of absorption. So we know that AWS, and we can calculate W also. And F environmental factor, I told you, you can get the data from the table, or you can use the formula that was given previously. I'll write one more time. F environmental factor is equal to 0.1319 into thermal conductivity plus 0.000302. So if you use this formula, you will get F environmental factor. So from there, you know Q, W, both the things. So now we will go to the main thing, which is the we found out that vector surface area. Okay, what is the okay, now we got the total vapor load on total heat of absorption, vector surface area. Now we'll go to the RFI sizing, right? How to calculate it.